Welcome to this episode of our program Arab Affairs. Today is the fourth day of the Great Arab Bayram and the last happy Great Arab Bayram or Eid al-Adha for all Muslims around the globe and in the Arab world, of course. And may those blessed days would have their own reflection on the whole Arab world at large. Today we'll be speaking about a very important day in the history of Egypt. We'll be speaking about the 30th of June revolution. This day that marked a great moment in the history of Egypt and has reflected the will of Egyptians to have their own independence and to have their own right and decision. On that day, the Egyptians went into the street to showcase their opinion of refusing to admit to a group who were not able to carry out with their responsibilities and who were afterwards proved to be one of the most dangerous groups that came in the history of Egypt. In this day, the Egyptians have showed or showcased their complete will, and that has very much reflected on the Egyptian path and also has reflected on the whole Arab world. Today we'll be speaking about that in our episode. Before we start with our discussion, let's first have a quick look on this report and we'll come back for more discussion.
Marking the 10th anniversary of the June 30th revolution, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Friday posted via his social media account greetings to the Egyptian people. President Sisi said that the people set the greatest example of belonging to their identity and homeland and proved to be stronger than their enemies imagined and steadfast against the terror forces who sought to ruin the country. The president paid tribute to Egyptians, the police and army, and to the workers at all work fields. The head of state said he renewed his vow and retreated that Egypt will never abandon its accomplishments, victories in all fields, and despite all challenges which have been made by the Egyptians' will. The president concluded his post by saying Tahya Misr, or long live Egypt. Earlier on Friday, President Sisi had delivered a speech marking the June 30th revolution anniversary. President Sisi greeted Egyptians on the occasion, which coincides this year with Eid al-Adha, and wished many good returns of the anniversary with goodness and blessings to the Arab and Islamic nations. The president said that history is full of many luminous days, bright like stars, which quashes all tyranny forces and lightens the path before all passers-by, the forefront of which is the 30th of June 2013. He noted at the day Egyptians revolted against those who wanted to kidnap their country, stood in the face of sectarianism, injustice and tyranny, and shouted out loud that the Egyptian identity could not be stripped or switched. President Sisi highlighted that on that day Egyptians proved that Egypt has its independent will, decisions and higher interests, adding that the revolution proved the unity of Egyptian people under a pure identity which knows no discrimination or divisions. The head of state addressed the people, saying that their steadfastness at the time of the glorious revolution will be subject to many studies by intellectuals and researchers, especially with regards to their relationship with the armed forces and state institutions. He added that many wondered about the relentless will of Egyptians, which transferred the country in a few years from serious divisions and the threat of civil war into a coherent, secure, and stable nation.